Mr. Lockhart, last year, 35% of electricity, new electricity came from wind. That was about 5,400 new megawatts. How many new megawatts will be put online this year? Do you know?
It's an increase from that number, estimated to be probably 20% more than that or so.
So perhaps 7,000 megawatts this year?
On that order. Those numbers tend to be refined a bit toward the tail end of the year. What I would say is there's a tremendous push for this year as well.
It could go over 40% of new electrical generation.
It will increase for sure.
For sure. That's quite a news story, combined with what Dr. Urich is talking about, with his technology that might make it possible for the same old turbines to generate 10 megawatts of electricity. And how confident are you, Dr. Urich, that you're going to be able to make that breakthrough, and what's the time frame?
Well, we're very confident. If I look at that poster to your right over there, that's a ship propulsion motor we're putting together for the U.S. Navy based on the same power density advantage of superconductors over copper. 75-ton motor replaces a 300-ton conventional motor for ship propulsion. We're using that same technology to develop 10-megawatt generators. 3-4 years, we think we can have that done. Yes, yeah. Exactly.
So Dr. Frank over here has a plug-in hybrid. He needs electricity, and you're in industries, you and Mr. Lockhart, providing that new electricity that would also be carbon-free. Let me ask this question of the whole panel. Given what we've heard today, do you believe that it's possible for the United States deploying new technologies and engaging in energy efficiency to reduce our greenhouse gases by 80% by the year 2050, while still seeing economic innovation as the driving characteristic of our economy? Ms. Zoe?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Of course we can do that.
Dr. Urich?
I think there's every chance in the world if we get going now.
We get going now. Dr. Frank?
Well, it's possible, but it cannot be done without energy storage, electrical energy storage, and that's what the plug-in hybrid really represents. By the way,
if we adopt your ideas, can we get an 80% reduction?
Yes, we can.
All right, that's the key. Dr. Petrinos, please, quickly.
Absolutely, and much sooner than even our most optimistic prediction.
And again, your company is the one that basically cracked the human genome. I mean, Dr. Venter and yourself are the key to making that huge breakthrough that would have been incomprehensible just 10 or 15 years ago.
Indeed.
Mr. Lockhart.
We're happy to see wind contribute to 20% or more than that in that time frame.
Or more. Do you think that's a conservative number, Mr. Lockhart?
I think there are major issues in the wind energy space to get to 20%. Transmission is a significant issue. There's a number of issues we need to address together, assuming we address those in a big way. There's limitless potential for wind. The question is getting to work on some of the big constraints to 20%. We've identified those constraints.
Let me come back to you, Ms. Zoe, talking about solar, and you made a mention of it. Can you talk a little bit about that and the role that you believe that can play in solving this greenhouse gas problem?
I mean, the world is our oyster, both with solar thermal, which we can put in the really sunny places in the Southwest that I mentioned, but also photovoltaics. I mean, I live in Silicon Valley, and just about every week a company has a new announcement about a way to make solar photovoltaics that convert sunlight directly to electricity more efficiently. They're now making it in rolls where they can roll out 100 feet at a time, these sheets of solar, which you can put anywhere.
There's a company up in Boston, Evergreen. The Germans just bought their entire production capacity for the next 4 years, 160 megawatts of photovoltaics per year for the next, and the Germans bought it, so, which is a shame. This should be happening more and more in the United States. And what's the roadblock to that, Ms. Zoe, in your opinion?
Well, we do need, one of the reasons that I talked a lot about the super smart grid is that we do need to be able to get the power from where it's generated, often in remote places, to where it's consumed, often in big cities. Investing in that super smart grid is something that's important. And the storage technologies that were mentioned by my co-panelists. But again, that is all doable and within our reach.
Well, let's go to you, Dr. Urich. You're the expert on electrical transmission issues. What's the obstacle? What's the biggest obstacle in ensuring that we get the change in the electrical transmission system that we need in our country?
Well, I think the superconductor electricity pipelines are really ready to break into the marketplace on their own. Utilities really need to start investing in this, and that is about to happen. But we need to push across that last 10 yards to get across the goal line in demonstrating this technology for broader use. That's
Well, I've
absolutely the case.
been working with you for 20 years now, Dr. York, on this issue. Do you think we're at that point right now?
We're definitely at the tipping point. Again, we have cables operating commercial grids in Columbus, Albany, Long Island. We're about to go into Midtown Manhattan. So we're really at that tipping point. We just need to get across that goal line, and I think that's going to happen in the next couple of years. So that'll become available as electricity pipelines to move that power through the grids.
And in conclusion, how much are utilities still fighting you on this? I don't mean Long Island, but I mean across the country. Do you think there's yet an acceptance of the need for change to redo this grid?
Oh, I absolutely believe that the utilities are not fighting it. It's a matter of adoption of new technologies. And so the help that we've gotten from the Department of Energy and Defense and Homeland Security over the last years has helped bring that technology out of the lab to the marketplace. We now just got to get across that goal line. They're ready to go.
Well, over the years, I've worked with you on the military adoption of it, but you now think it's ready for the commercial.
Absolutely, and the utilities are now working with us on commercial quotes, in fact, so I think but it's about to get going.
Thank you, sir.